Okay, so our last visit to our travels throughout the state park was to Wellesley Island State Park. What was your favorite part of the park?
Would say that my favorite part was the nature center. That was really cool. It was fully staffed, and there appeared to be some birthday parties going on, and there were lots of people in there. But it was kind of like a visitor center for the exhibits in there of the different animals that lived in that area, different paths, just the history of Wesley Island. So I thought that was really cool. They had a nice lady in there that told us about some of the different trails. She actually answered some questions that we had. She was very knowledgeable, very nice, very approachable, and she got us set off on our hiking trail. They had a really nice gift shop there with some locally made jewelry as well as like honey and things like that. So that was the best part for me.
And then also, what was good about it, it also led to probably my favorite part of the park, which was the trail.
Yeah,
What did you?
yeah.
We went on the outer trail, which was the longest trail. What did you think of the trail?
I thought the trail was really nice. It took us right along the St. Lawrence River. And so we got some great views of the river, some of the islands, some
Mhm.
of the ships, and all of that that were going by. It was pretty long. I think, how long was it?
Was it
I think total.
like 3 miles? I think.
Well, no, it was like 2.5 miles one way, and
Hmm.
then you come back. So all in all, it was probably about a good 5 miles that we might have done. But the trails were very well marked. There were some areas that were pretty pretty aggressive, but overall it was really fun, and the scenery was really really awesome.
Oh yeah, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
See parts you can see the river as
Yeah,
you're walking
you
along the
just got
trail.
to be careful. They've got a lot of ticks,
Yeah.
which the lady that worked in the nature center, she said most of them were harmless. They were dog ticks, but nevertheless, a tick is a tick, and you don't want it, get a tick on you. So we sprayed off really well, and I actually had on long pants. And when we came out of the trail, we checked ourselves, and I was the one that ended up with two ticks on me.
Yeah, figure you.
Two ticks on me. Out of everybody, it was me.
But they were
But
on your pants
I
though.
had on pants, and so I was able to pick them off. But still, it was you want to make sure that and I didn't even go off in the woods.
Yeah, no.
I stayed on the main trails and picked up two ticks.
Yeah, the trails where they were clean, well maintained. You can tell they, walked them and worked on them, and like she said, they were very well marked, so you can easily find your way. And we went, and they had maps. So the trail we walked, which was the green trail, I think Trail One, then coming back, going back to the nature center, we had to, um,
We took a different
yeah, different route,
uh,
a different path, which was,
hike back because
yeah,
everybody had got tired.
yeah. Oh yeah, you would have had to walk all the way back, so we kind of took a shortcut.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, we had a campsite which was a full hookup. I believe it was F. I believe it was F. We had the full hookup, which for a state park was really nice. So, what did you think about our actual campsite?
Well, so most state parks don't have full hookup, right? So when we booked, we couldn't get full hookup when we first booked online. For some reason, their online system just didn't work very well. So we thought we were getting just an electrical hookup. So we get out there, we get checked in, and that was another thing. We had done all this pre-check-in stuff before we got there, and we still had to go into the visitor center to finish checking in, which is no big deal. But it was a one-way in line, so it's like you had to stay in line to get up there just to be told to get out of line. So that was a little, and then you got to do it again to come back. So that was not so great, but it was okay. But once we get checked in and we go to our area, which is supposed to be electrical, we get there. There's nothing. There's nothing. It's tent. It's a tent city. It's like boondocking, which is nothing wrong with boondocking, but you gotta want a boondock in order to boondock. Well, so we went back and we said, listen, there's no electrical here. We're not here to just uh, boondock. And so they gave us a full hookup site, but he didn't tell me it was a full hookup site until we got there. And then I figured it out when I saw him pulling out the hoses. So the site ended up being great. It was a great site. But one thing that we did realize just in these two last visits was that the more off the grid you are, the better the spot.
Yeah, at this campground.
Yeah, because there were some spots that were like immediately on the St. Lawrence, and those were all tent sites because you had to kind of like go back up in the hills to kind of get to them. And then even the site that we initially went to that was just a tent site that didn't have electrical, it wasn't on the water, but there was still a more uh, nature environment. There were trees, there was coverage, all of that. But when we got to the full hookup site, you could clearly see a difference because there were just kind of we were kind of, I don't want to say stacked on each other, but we were pretty close. It was there were no trees, and so it was clearly a difference. But I guess you have to balance the two and figure out what it is that you really want. Do you want to be in the middle of the woods, and just out there kind of roughing it, or do you want to be kind of roughing it but still uh, with all of the conveniences? So I prefer a little bit more convenience, but it was still never it was nice. Everyone was extremely nice. We actually had, for the first time in our camper, we had to man, because we've got the automatic levelers,
Lesson learned. Yeah.
and normally we can just hit the button and it levels out itself. Well, this time, because of the slope, we had to manually do it. And thank goodness for our neighbor, because he came and he really helped us. We had never done it before, and it was, yeah, a very stressful situation was minimized by the kindness of our camping neighbor.
Yeah, what you normally find at campgrounds, they're always willing to help you out. As soon as you pull up, they want to help you. But it was good because it was raising our camper too high off the ground, and we weren't able to sleep
It
like that.
Yeah, it was not right.
Yeah.
A wheel was actually up off the ground. So no, that was something that we had not dealt with before. But and we still don't know. We're still not comfortable
Yeah,
with it.
not
So we still
comfortable.
need to do some research, and we need to carry some blocks,
Yeah, we gotta
which
get
we
some
had
more
gotten
blocks.
rid of.
Yeah.
But that was, yeah.
So
So
that
our
was
so our spot was nice. It
yeah.
was nice. But that's
Yeah, and it
just
was just
something
like
we
she
kind of
said,
learned.
and as she said, the really, really nice spots where you're right on the water, all those are tent sites. Um, and she's probably not willing to do that, to stay
No.
there. But she wants to be near the water, but she may not sacrifice all her hookups. So this time, which was kind of different, we took our jet skis with us. So we had the opportunity to go to the marina. What were some of the parts you liked about the marina?
The marina was very, very nice, and even more so than the marina, the young person, the young kid that was working there, he was awesome. He was so nice. But they had, and this was one thing that I thought was really nice, they had a lot of different equipment that you could rent out.
Hmm.
So
Boats.
you don't yeah, you didn't have to worry if you didn't have the equipment with you. You could still get out there on the water. They had kayaks, they had jet skis, they had boats, they had several different kinds of boats that you could rent. And they appeared to be, I was looking at the prices, they really appeared to be a nice price, for you to be able to go out and enjoy the water and then bring it back, and they fill it up with gas, and that's it. So this time, yeah, we took our jet skis. We have two jet skis, and instead of like putting them in the water, and then after we're done we got to put them back on the trailer and then park and all that stuff, we decided to rent a boat slip this time. And so and what all that is that we could put them in the water and then tie them up to their dock, and which is not free. But this time we decided, we wanted to do that. And I think it was like $17
Yeah, $17.
for one day, which really is no big deal. And so it was great. We got to tie them right there, and we got to take them out and then tie them back up. And we really only used them the once because it ended up being pretty windy out there. But it was still nice to have them there. The only thing that I would say that was a negative was that when we were out with the jet skis, someone took our rope. So we had both jet skis tied up together because they have like a metal ring on them, and then you tie them up to the actual dock so they don't float off. While we were out, someone apparently came in and they didn't have their rope, so they stole our rope. Which is not right. Luckily, we had another rope, but we found our rope
Yeah.
and we took our rope back. So we did. But you don't do stuff like that. But it worked out. We got our rope back, but still. But I
Yeah.
liked it. It was really fun. I want to do that next time we go because it saves time. So that every time you don't want to you want to go out and get in the water, you don't have to get in the truck, latch the trailer, back it into the water and all that. You can just hop right on, and be off having fun. So that was cool.
Yeah, I was kind of interested. They had a really big parking lot, but it kind of worried me because they had the marina, the store, and then the beach was next to it. And the beach in the store didn't hardly have no parking,
Mm.
so you'd had to park in the marina. So I had to guess it's probably kind of crowded unless all the campers just walk down to the beach. And some of them the campsites could be kind of far. Ours was like the closest to it actually to the beach area, but it was still it wasn't completely warm yet. It wasn't really nobody swimming. So we'd probably go back to see how it is, to see what the beach is like, and be able to enjoy just going right off in the jet skis.